You have probably seen a coat of arms somewhere, quite possibly in modern media, but I suspect many of you are wondering what exactly the details thereupon mean, and I'm going to endeavor to explain that to you now using some of my own distant royal ancestry of specifically the Van Ivries of the Dutch royal family. The term heraldry defines the study of the coat of arms. Coat of arms themselves originated sometime in the Middle Ages in accordance with displays of chivalry such as jousting, when a knight's or a noble's face was obscured by the helmet. They would find it necessary to display their identity via colors, often on their shield, called the escutcheon. Here I shall show you my own family coat of arms, that is to say, that of the Van Ivries, who are distantly related to me, so far as I understand, via my grandfather on my mother's side, the Hart clan. Here we have the escutcheon, the shield, which has several charges thereon, these are actually the bugle, the horn, the trumpet, which represent the royal family, a sovereign house of Orange-Nassau, of the Dutch royal family. The helmet, as I spoke of here, is very much an indicator of the status of the particular house. In the case of an esquire, it would be open, the visor would be an open front, and it would be displayed in profile. For a knight, it would be open-fronted also, but displayed affronté, which means facing the front. And for a higher noble, it would be closed but in profile. Here, it is affronté, and you can't see it in black and white, but it is similar to the Van Amsberg family, which is in its crest displayed here. It is often actually interbred with the Van Ivries, and it has gold bars. That indicates a sovereign house, in other words, a connection to the royal family. Likewise, the ability to display a coronet directly upon the helmet is another sign of a royal house, the nobility. The coronet itself reveals the status of the individual, as this is a family coat of arms, but an individual would have a detail or several changed to determine their own status. For example, here we have 3 strawberry leaves combined with 2 pearls. These pearls and these strawberry leaves form the pattern that is associated with the Marquis, an individual who is granted a title higher than that of a count because they control lands, marches, which are on the borders of the realm, and thus potentially they would have to face and defend the realm from hostile invaders. Here is the coat of arms of Elise Hedwig Alexandrine van Ivry, and you can see she actually has extra details here too. She doesn't have the same kind of mantling as you would see here. Mantling is essentially like a cape. It is displayed frayed in the case of an active knight, whereas for a member of the clergy or for a woman it would be more intact, as we can see. That indicates that the individual is not a warrior, but still very much a noble. The extra mantling here is an indication that this individual held an especially important title or position. In this case, Elise was actually the great-grandmother of the king en ce moment, the current king, and she's related to the prince consort of Queen Beatrix, or now Princess Beatrix at Drakenstein Castle, but the former queen and one of the wealthiest monarchs in the world. We again have the bugles of the royal family, but here in the coronet we have all pearls. That indicates a baroness. And here we have the helmet again, affronté, this time directly in front, and atop it we have a dog. A dog is also found, of course, here. A mastiff type, specifically a Doberman Pinscher. The various animals at the top of the don't want you to see the fact that my room is in the midst of a bit of spring cleaning. But as I was saying, the crest is the animal or symbol atop the coronet, if a coronet is present. In any case, it is at the top of the coat of arms. In the case of my own family, well, my distant ancestor, well, somewhat distant ancestors, the Van Ivries, they had the Doberman Pinscher, and that is of the Mastiff group, and it represents courage, much like the unicorn, if the unicorn were to appear as it is, in some coats of arms. It represents courage, the unicorn, extreme courage, but the Mastiff also represents vigilancy and loyal fidelity, as one would expect from a Doberman Pinscher. If we return to Miss Hedwig Alexandrine von Vers, we understand that there are some other details as well. The typical image of the coat of arms has two animals on either side, that is to say, one animal on each side. Like the Doberman, they are on their hind legs, reaching out. That means they're rampant. If they were not rampant, then they would be in a more relaxed position, as you sometimes see. Beavers and whatnot on Canadian coats of arms. In this case, we have lions with crowns. That is of some considerable note, as one would expect, for a royal house. We move on to say another example. Here is the Oba of Benin in the Benin Kingdom of southern Nigeria. We have his throne, which shows two more rampants. We have the rampant leopard and the rampant elephant. The rampant leopard is in dexter, that's the position on the left, whereas the rampant elephant is on the right, in sinister. Yes, that's where the word sinister comes from. We have the crossed swords, the Ida and the Eben, which are traditional for the Benin Kingdom. This is all in Benin bronze, for which that part of Africa is famous. And below, we have the motto. In this case, it's written in English, "My God, my right." If we return to the Van Ivry coat of arms, moving out to see the entirety of the Van Ivry coat of arms, we find no motto here, but the royal house. That is to say, this is a royal house, but it's not always the one on the throne. It's related to the one on the throne, but the one on the throne, the royal crest of the monarch, has the motto, "Je maintiendrai," I maintain. And so we do.